A protected weevil sent to Mana Island to help it survive is thriving, but at the peril of other rare native species. The native Flax weevil, once found throughout New Zealand, now only live on rodent-free islands. 150 of the insects were introduced to Mana Island off the coast north of Wellington between 2004 and 2006, and now they're there in their thousands. Science reporter Charlie Dreaver hitched a ride with the Department of Conservation to the island to see what the weevils have been up to since settling in.
Following a safety briefing and a bag check for pest stowaways, Skipper Dave and I took the 30-minute boat ride to Mana Island. There we're greeted by Dock Ranger Nick Vizentsidis and his family, who are the only human inhabitants on the island. With an all-terrain vehicle, we head uphill before walking to where the weevils were first set free.
So on a really clear day over at the north point of Mana, you can see Kapiti, Taranaki, Ruapehu, Marlborough Sounds and the Seaward Kaikoura range all from the same spot, so it's pretty stunning on a clear day.
It's not long until we see flax that has fallen prey to the weevil. With larvae feeding off the roots and adults eating the leaves, the flax is left brown and lifeless. It's not just weevils that need the flax to survive, but the rare gold-striped lizard and other native fauna.
Gold stripes basically feed and live in the flax community, and it's a really important makeup of the island's habitat, especially here and also down by the wetland as well. Yeah, when this stuff's flowering in the summer, then there's oodles of tui and bellbird feeding on them, so it's super important for the wider habitat of the island to work out how to slow the onslaught, basically.
But work is underway to restore balance to Mana Island. I visited Te Papa curator Colin Miskelly, who showed me around some of the entomology collection and an example of a weevil to see what was doing so much damage to the flax on the island.
So this is a giant weevil. It's a couple of centimetres long. One of the characters of a weevil as a group is that they have a long snout, and at the end of that are the antennae, which have a right angle bend in them. So they're quite a distinctive group of insects, which is partly why I describe them as being charismatic. They sort of have quite an odd-shaped head.
Colin Miskelly has been monitoring the situation on Mana and has helped whittle down why the insects are doing so well.
We've got a few hunches about what it is that's wrong and what's missing in the life cycle, and that's what we're hoping to trial next year. So it's almost a watch this space as we move on to, we've created a problem, now we're trying to solve it and come up with a management method that we could use to protect the remaining flax habitat on the island.
He expects projects to get underway from early next year, so the weevils might not be living in their own utopia for much longer. For Checkpoint, Charlie Dreaver.